The number one Utah State Aggies enter Week 6 with 2 Heisman contenders, and they are off to a hot start. One thing that isn't been off to a hot start is our run defense. We have given up 327 yards, 109 yards per game to running backs over our last 3 games. For context, Stanford, the number one running defense in the conference, has only given up 151 yards to running backs all season long. I really want to keep an eye on these defensive tackles here these upcoming weeks, because we do have to play teams like Notre Dame and Stanford that are going to be a lot better on the offensive line, and they're also going to have a lot better running backs. Today we take on BYU, and they have Terrence Mangum at quarterback, and then they also have Daniel Foshee at running back, an 86 overall receiving back who doesn't have the greatest speed in the world, but I don't think that matters because we saw New Mexico State, who had like a 67 overall running back, actually run the ball pretty well against us. BYU's roster is not as bad as Arizona State's, but this isn't a roster that's going to jump off the page and really, make you scared of them. What does make me scared is the wet conditions that we're playing in today, and this is a rivalry game. We have not lost to BYU in the series, and we won the last meeting 31-24. Xavier Blunt, after a 120-yard performance, gets the start, and he's going to take this one up the middle for 8 yards. And that's how we begin today's ball game. Blunt again up the middle, and he's taken down for no gain. Just like that, BYU forces an early 3rd down. Blunt gets the carry, and he's going to be a yard shy. 3 straight runs, and then they're going to go for it on 4th and 1. I formation, and BYU jumps into the neutral zone, and they just gave Utah State a free 1st down. You got to be better than that if you want to beat the number one team in the nation. As this one is thrown outside the Taylor Gainwell, and he's going to pick up 7 yards. At the 42-yard line now, pistol set. Tobin will get out of the pocket, set his feet, throws. Ferkser with the reception, and Darrell Ferkser has Utah State to the 50-yard line. Man in motion is Tyquan Garrett on 2nd down. Tobin gets out of the pocket, pressure, and he throws it away. He had a lane where he could have stepped up in the pocket, instead got out of the pocket. 3rd and 10, Tobin stepping up in the pocket this time, and he's going to pick up a 1st down with his legs. The redshirt freshman quarterback continuing to improve, and he's going to go down for a sack. Nathan Spangler with the sack. As Utah State has given up some pressure these last couple of weeks as well, as Xavier Blunt will take the draw for a pickup of 12 yards, and he has 21 yards on the ground early. Here's Lehman on the carry, and he's got a 1st down. He fumbled in that game against Arizona State, and it really took him out for the remainder of the game. Tobin is going down again. He had Truan open on the screen, but decided not to throw it and feared that the defense would jump the route. On 3rd and 15 now, Tobin is going to scramble for a 1st down to the 15-yard line. An excellent job by redshirt freshman Anthony Tobin. As Blunt will go up the middle and pick up 5 yards to the 10, as he goes to 26 yards rushing on the day. 3rd and 5, play fake. Tobin will get out of the pocket, throws to the end zone, touchdown. It's Everett Eagles. And Utah State with a long opening possession to give themselves a 7-0 lead early in this game. It's a 17-play drive that took up more than half of the first quarter. As we're going to highlight Damian Lampman here, somebody who is our best run defender on the team, but hasn't really seen the field all that much due to the exciting true freshmen that we have at defensive tackle. As Juan Lima on the game's first play on defense is shaken up. BYU will take this one with Foshee, and he picks up 3 yards this time. Juan Lima is going to be pretty limited the rest of this game. That injury is pretty significant. Here's Foshee, and he's going to pick up maybe a -1 yard. 3rd and 8 now, 5 wide for BYU. Tecklenburg is out there. Here is the quarterback, Mangum, and he's hit as he throws, and that's going to force a punt. As Utah State takes over at the 21-yard line, Tobin throwing the deep ball. Zach Truan has a step, and he's got it. Zach Truan will score, in Utah State with a touchdown. Your first possession, 17 plays, takes up nearly the entire first quarter. Your second possession, 1 play, and it's like 10 seconds long. Zach Truan, we've been waiting for him to be able to break out as that true number 1 deep threat. As Utah State with a 14-0 lead. Here's Foshi on the carry through contact and picks up a first down. And the emphasis in this game was stopping the run, and Utah State still has not been able to. Here is Mangum underneath, and he's going to throw this one to his receiver. A pickup of 9 yards. 3rd and 1 upcoming for BYU. Throw to the outside, and it's hung on to for a first down. And now Scott Flavors will have to leave the game. At the 48 now. Here is Mangum setting his feet. He's going to run for this one, and Mangum will slide down a couple of yards shy of the first down. 2nd down and 2 in the Utah State territory. They go play fake, and Christian Stuckey gets the sack. The first sack of the game for Utah State, and that brings up 3rd and 12. With a step, and it's going to be a touchdown for BYU. We saw Miguel Catapano get beat in the Arizona State game, and again gets beat in this one. He is our number 1 corner on roster, and he just couldn't keep up with the receiver that was thrown by Mangum with excellent anticipation that his man would be open. But more importantly, Miguel Catapano is really struggling. Here's Daniel Jones on the toss. He's going to have close to the sticks, and he's going to have a first down at the 36-yard line, his first carry of the game. They go back to the toss. Jones is going to throw this one. Garrett is not able to come down with it. A penalty flag is down. And that's going to be an ineligible man downfield. J.D. Skillen got more than 3 yards downfield. 2nd and 13. Tobin sets his feet, throws, and it's dropped by Tyquan Garrett, a Heisman finalist. Or contender, I should say. 3rd and 13. Tobin will get out of the pocket. Hit as he throws, and it's intercepted. BYU with a huge takeaway. Zach Qualls tackles him down at the 28-yard line. But again, we see Anthony Tobin get hit as he's getting ready to throw it. I don't think anybody was open on that play, but at least it would have been one-on-one coverage, and you're hoping that your receiver can make a play. But if you're hit as you throw, that's what's going to happen, as now Pat Snow will get the interception. The first of his career. The senior safety is enjoying his first one. Excellent job there as he was playing in the cover 2. Catapano was also in the area, but strong safety Pat Snow said, I want my first interception. As Utah State will get the football back now at the 31-yard line. Here's Jones on the carry and picks up 4 yards. 3rd down and 6 now. Tobin throws, and it is caught by Zach Qualls for a first down. The junior receiver has shown to be a very reliable receiver out of the slot. 1st and 10, Tobin was going to step up into the pocket now, and he's going to slide down as he's got a first down into BYU territory. 1st and 10, Tobin is going to set his feet, throws. Qualls has a step, and he scores. An excellent pass by Anthony Tobin. For a second, it looked like he was going to just take off and run. Instead, he kept his eyes downfield. He saw his receiver, Qualls, breaking open late. Saw no safety over top and threw the deep ball. And that's his 3rd touchdown pass of the first half. Daniel Foshi on the carry to the outside now. Breaks a tackle and picks up 4 yards. And again, we're seeing running backs break first contact against Utah State. 2nd and 6 across the middle, and it's a first down. Dante Kahn has kind of struggled in man coverage this season as well. Here is Foshi up the middle, and he's going to have a solid pickup of 5 this time, as BYU is going to try and drive down. Across the middle, and it's caught for a first down. That's backup running back Sateki Mauti on the reception. At the 36 now, stepping up in the pocket is Mangum, and he's going to pick up 7 yards. I've actually not been impressed with this defense at all this season. As Juan Lima's going to be back in the game now, but they set up the screen and it works. As Scott Flavors shaken up on the play now, so this defensive line that's already not been super good this year is dealing with some injuries. As Zach McMahon on the reception would later bring up 3rd and inches at the 8-yard line. Mangum in the pocket. Here comes pressure. Throws to the end zone, and the pass is incomplete. Broken up by Catapano, and BYU is going to kick a field goal, and it's good. I talked about it in the Arizona State game. When you are an underdog and you have inches to go and you're in Utah State territory, you have to go for those. 1st and 10 now. This one is caught by Qualls. It's a first down to the 32-yard line. Plenty of time here for Utah State to try and make some noise, as this one's thrown, and Garrett will pick up 5 yards. This time he doesn't drop it. Second down and 5. Here is Tobin in the pocket. Throws. Caught by Qualls again. His 4th reception of the game. Second down with 42 seconds to go. Tobin throws the out route. It's caught by Garrett. And he's got a first down to the 39-yard line. Utah State on the move. 30 seconds to go. Tobin throws the deep ball to Haslam. And he can't come down with it. Devontae Haslam, they tried it. 3rd and 10 now. Tobin in the pocket. All time in the world. Throws. Xavier Blunt. What a catch by Blunt. And Utah State will score before the half. That right there is probably the best catch that I've seen by a running back ever. Xavier Blunt lays out for it. What a catch by the junior running back in the rain and all. And Utah State with a huge touchdown, and Anthony Tobin is fired up. 28-10 at the half, and it's been 3 deep balls thrown by Anthony Tobin in this game, and they've all been on the money. Of course, he had the interception, but he's shown that he's been able to forget about it, as BYU will take possession to begin the second half. This one caught by McMahon to the outside, and he's going to pick up a first down. Excellent job there by the receiver. To the 39-yard line goes BYU. Pressure, and this one is caught for a first down. Tight coverage by Perkins. And now Dylan Garrison's shaken up. Second down and 11. Mangum will get out of the pocket, and it's a sack for Utah State. It's redshirt freshman Alex Kamea on his first career sack as he beats the offensive lineman and then runs down Terrence Mangum. Enjoy your first career sack as Utah State takes over. Here's Anthony Tobin at the 13-yard line. Tobin has space. Anthony Tobin to the 40-yard line, a pickup of 37. Anthony Tobin with an excellent performance in this game, as Lehman will check into the game now, and he'll pick up maybe 4 yards. 3rd down and 7 now for Utah State at the 43-yard line. 4-man rush. Tobin's throwing the deep ball again. Truin with another step, and he's got it for another touchdown, his 2nd of the game. When you have receivers that have 95, 96 speed, and they have one-on-one press coverage, no safety help, I'm not even going to check to see if they beat the corner. I'm just throwing it up, and I'm going to hope that they have the speed to make the play. 35-10 the score now, and there's a tackle for loss on Daniel Foshi. The defensive performance is, the defensive run performance is starting to improve here in this game. 3rd and 7, this one's incomplete. I said a lot of words just to say something extremely simple. At the 35-yard line now, Utah State will take over. Here is Tobin, throws underneath, and it's caught by Lehman, as that's going to be a first down. To the 45-yard line now, they go to Lehman again. He's taken down for a loss. That is Ramon Lyles on the TFL. 2nd and 14 now. Tobin throws the curl route. It's caught by Garrett. Anthony Tobin, 316 yards passing in this game, and Lehman is going to come up shy. 4th and inches. Here is Lehman. They give it to him, and he's got enough for the first down this time. Utah State will move the chains. 2nd and 10. They go to Lehman again on the ground, and he's really unable to find any room running right now. 3rd and 7 upcoming for the Aggies. Press coverage again. Tobin will throw this one, and it's caught by Ferkser a couple of yards shy of the first down. 4th down and 2. Play action. Tobin gets out of the pocket, floats it, and it's caught by Haslam. Inside the 10-yard line and pushed out of bounds at the 5. Devontae Haslam really hasn't had the biggest role in this offense, but he's come up with a couple of good catches. Play fake now. Tobin getting out of the pocket, throws, and it's caught by Eagles for the score. The 2nd of the game for Everett Eagles, and that's touchdown pass number 6 for Anthony Tobin. If he didn't have an interception in this game, we're talking about a perfect passing performance. 42-10 is the score as we're winding down the 3rd quarter now. BYU with the football. This one caught, and that's going to take him to midfield. What a day for Utah State as we move into the 4th quarter now. They put in the backups. This one's thrown to the outside, off the hands of Catapano, and Pat Snow with his 2nd interception of the game. What a move by Snow! Can he outrun the offensive line? Pat Snow will score! One of the best pick sixes you will ever see. He got his first career interception earlier in the first half, and now his second career interception results in his first career pick six. And what a move. Pat Snow was recruited as an athlete, can probably play receiver, running back, linebacker, corner, and he showed off the athleticism right there. BYU takes over now, trailing by 39, as they're going to move into Utah State territory now. Max Fowler, the quarterback. Second down and goal from the 5. Here's a run up the middle, and it's going to be a touchdown for BYU. But they have a long ways to go if they're going to want to come back in this game. It's nearly impossible at this point. 2nd and 6, Stephen Beebe in the game, and he's intercepted. As Stephen Beebe gets an opportunity, he throws the screen, and it's intercepted by Kerry Smith. You might remember his name. He was somebody that we tried to recruit last season, and he gets his first career interception. BYU takes over at the 18-yard line, and they're going to have another touchdown. These are late scores for BYU, just kind of morale scores at this point. This one is effectively over, though. It's 49-24. BYU would later get the ball back with 1:56 to go, as they're trying to mount a late comeback. That's not really possible, and Dante Kahn will get the interception. Here's a spin move, and he's taken down by the quarterback. But Utah State will win this one, 49-24. The last 2 touchdowns, I really don't care a whole lot about. We were playing extremely conservative on defense, and BYU got some scores. An interception by Stephen Beebe. I don't really care about those late touchdowns. But that is the 4th win in a row in this rivalry game for Utah State. We have not lost to BYU in the series, and I'm extremely impressed with the performance that we had today on defense. We did stop the run a lot better than we're used to, but we have an injury that I need to talk about. I didn't cover it in the game. It happened at some point late. I didn't really show the play because the game was effectively over, but we do have an injury to talk about at the end of this game. It was an excellent first, second, and third quarter for Utah State. Nothing in the fourth quarter, though, to really talk about. Max Fowler came in, threw 2 interceptions, and then Daniel Foshee on 12 carries had 50 yards rushing. And finally, we don't allow a combined 100 yards to running backs. Anthony Tobin was really good other than the interception. 6 touchdowns is extremely impressive. Xavier Blunt was the best running back in this game. Deshaun Layman continuing to struggle, and then Daniel Jones really didn't get the touches in this one. Zach Truin with 2 catches, Everett Eagles with 2 catches, and then Zach Qualls and Xavier Blunt each with a touchdown through the air as well. Sacks for Alex Komea and Christian Stuckey, and Pat Snow with 2 interceptions. And here's the injury that I want to talk about. It is going to be a season-ending injury for defensive tackle Damian Lampman. It was a late play in the game, and it's unfortunate. I talked about at the beginning of this one, Damian Lampman needed to really be a focal player because he's our best run stopper. And now we're relying on 2 true freshmen to stop the run, and then a speed rushing Jamison Awesome to try and stop the run. We don't have depth at defensive tackle. It's going to be a good group here in the future, but for right now, we're going to be relying on some young players to really step it up for us. You see the commitments that we got here in this week, though, as we add to this recruiting class. James Crouch, a left guard. Vi Tupa, a right tackle. And then you also have Jameel Bradbury, a physical archetype, big-time receiver. And then Steve Meyer is going to be the stand-up linebacker of the future. As it stands, we have the number 4 recruiting class in the nation. And I think there's a good chance we could finish with a top 5 class. Somehow, Alabama jumped us in the media polls after barely beating Kentucky by 14. I really don't get it. We are number 2 in the nation now. Maybe that lights a fire under this team's butt. Stanford remains undefeated, but Notre Dame, Arizona, and Tulane are all right there in this race. Anthony Tobin is the number 3 player on the Heisman watch at the moment after that performance. If he can continue to do what he's doing, I think he could be in New York coming to the end of the season. We're 6-0, and we have a big game coming up as we head to South Bend on the road to take on a team that beat us a season ago. Can we get revenge, and can we stay hot here in Season 7. That's going to do it, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.